Welcome, students, to another session of Byzantine Chronicles. Today, we turn our gaze to the year 711 AD, a year marked by betrayal, ambition, and bloodshed. It was in this year that Emperor Justinian II, once feared and twice enthroned, met his violent end. His fall paved the way for a new ruler, Philippicus, whose rise would tilt the very balance of imperial power. Through this story, we witness the fierce currents that shaped the destiny of the Byzantine Empire.
Wait, wasn't Justinian II already overthrown once before?
Excellent memory. Indeed, he returned to power, but as we'll see, vengeance and ambition often come full circle. Far to the north in the cold expanse of Crimea, the city of Cherson simmered with unrest. Exiled to this distant land, the noble Philippicus waited, plotting. His charm and grievances found fertile ground among the locals. With the backing of the Khazars, a powerful Turkic tribe, he stirred rebellion against the heavy-handed rule of Justinian II. This was no mere local disturbance. It was the birth of a well-orchestrated conspiracy with imperial ambitions. The foundations of the revolt were not just military, they were political, strategic, and deeply personal.
Why would the Khazars support a Byzantine noble?
Because backing a claimant to the throne gave them leverage and potential influence over a weakened empire. Word of the rebellion struck the imperial court like thunder. Justinian II, never one to forgive rebellion, reacted with fury. He rallied his troops and sailed for Crimea, determined to crush the uprising with iron force. His authority had been challenged, and he would tolerate no dissent. With a disciplined army and years of battle-hardened experience, he marched north. Yet, the terrain was unfamiliar, and whispers of treachery followed him. As the emperor pushed deeper into enemy territory, the lines between loyalty and betrayal began to blur.
Did he underestimate Philippicus?
More than that, he underestimated how much the empire itself had changed while he clung to old grudges. As Justinian's forces moved eastward, Philippicus acted swiftly. Instead of waiting in Crimea, he took the offensive. In the rugged hills of Anatolia, the two sides met in a deadly game of maneuver and strategy. Philippicus, though less experienced, was clever. He used local knowledge, surprise attacks, and even misinformation to disorient the imperial army. In a stunning turn, Justinian's legions crumbled. The emperor's confidence had become his weakness. With this victory, Philippicus set his sights on Constantinople itself, the heart of the empire.
So one battle really changed everything.
Indeed, one decisive victory in the right place can bring empires to their knees. Riding the wave of triumph, Philippicus marched on Constantinople. The capital, disillusioned with Justinian's cruelty, offered little resistance. Philippicus entered the city not as a conqueror, but as a savior in the eyes of many. Within days, he was declared emperor. Justinian II, betrayed and abandoned, was captured. Without trial or mercy, he was executed. Thus ended the life of the last Heraclean emperor. The dynasty that had reigned for over a century crumbled with a single sword stroke, forever altering the imperial lineage.
Did the people really support Philippicus, or were they just tired of Justinian?
A mix of both. In Byzantium, politics was often ruled by exhaustion as much as loyalty. In the aftermath, a final chapter of sorrow unfolded. Justinian's mother, Anastasia, fled with her grandson, Tiberius, a boy emperor in name. She sought sanctuary in the sacred church of St. Mary in Blacherny, believing divine ground would offer protection. But Philippicus' men knew no bounds. They stormed the church, seized the child, and murdered him outside its walls. It was a shocking violation of faith and decency. The dynasty was not just ended, it was erased. Of Theodora, Justinian's wife, history whispers little more than silence.
They killed a child in a church. That's horrifying.
It was, and it marked one of the darkest stains on Philippicus' rise. The year 711 AD stands as a stark reminder of the chaos and cruelty that could grip the Byzantine throne. Justinian II's fall and Philippicus' rise weren't merely political events. They symbolized a deeper rot within the empire. Dynasties fell, loyalties shifted like sand, and ambition consumed reason. This year marked not just a regime change, but a warning to all emperors. Power in Byzantium was both fragile and fleeting. The empire would continue, but it would never be the same.
So in the end, did Philippicus bring stability?
Stability? No. His reign would prove just as turbulent. But that, dear students, is a lesson for another day. Now, if you enjoyed our exploration, remember to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Maybe share what you found most surprising. Until next time, history lovers, stay curious and stay historical. Want to support my work? Join me on Patreon, buy me a coffee, or Ko-Fi to help keep these stories coming. Until next time, stay curious, stay proud, and stay historical. Until next time, history lovers.